Imagine this for a moment. You are at home, maybe it is early morning or late evening. You stand up from your chair, and your legs feel heavy, like they are made of wet sand. Your calves burn a little. Your feet feel numb, tingly, or strangely cold. You start walking down the hallway, and it is fine at first. But when you try to climb the stairs, you feel that familiar tightness in your calves and a little shortness of breath, so you grab the railing and pull yourself up, one step at a time. Now, be honest with yourself. Have you ever stopped halfway up the stairs just to catch your breath and shake out your legs? Have you ever felt like your legs are 10 years older than the rest of your body? Most people over 55 quietly say, "That is just age," and try to ignore it. But here is the truth nobody really tells you. Poor circulation in your legs does not just make them feel heavy, tired, or cold. It can multiply your risk of dangerous falls, slow-healing wounds, nighttime cramps, and even the loss of your independence much faster than you think. This is not a small annoyance. For millions of people over 55, it is a daily, silent problem that creeps up year after year. And yet, almost everyone hears the same basic advice. Just walk more. Take your pills. Put your feet up in the evening. That is it. Nobody sits down and explains what is really happening inside your blood vessels, or how 5 simple everyday habits are quietly destroying the circulation in your legs. My name is Dr. Sofia Miles. I am a medical doctor, and for many years I have been working with patients over 60 who struggle with leg pain, cold feet, swelling, and fear of falling. I read the studies about nitric oxide, endothelial function, and arterial stiffness. But more importantly, I see what actually happens to real people when they change just a few daily habits. And it is often very different from the usual "just walk more" advice. So in this video, we are going to do something that most doctors never do in the office. We will walk through 5 everyday habits that slowly choke the blood flow in your legs after 55, and what you can start doing instead to protect your circulation. And make sure you stay with me until the end, because habit number 1 is the most dangerous of all. Almost everyone thinks it is harmless, but it can ruin your leg circulation faster than the other 4 combined. By the end of this video, you will also have a simple, realistic plan to change at least one of these habits over the next few weeks, without turning your life upside down. No extreme workouts, no magic pills, no crazy diets. Just smart, targeted changes that your legs will actually feel. Now, before we dive into habit number 5, let me ask you something. How old are you, and what bothers you most right now? Cold feet, nighttime cramps, numbness, or pain when you walk? Scroll down and write your age and your main symptom in the comments. Reading your answers helps decide which leg-saving routines to record next. And you might be surprised how many people your age feel exactly the same way. Coming in at number 5 is a habit almost every person over 55 has. Sitting for hours without moving your ankles even once. You might say, "But I am just resting. What is wrong with that?" Here is the problem. When you sit for a long time, the blood in your legs slows down and starts to pool in the veins. The muscles in your calves, your natural second heart, are not squeezing, so they are not pumping the blood back up toward your chest. Over time, this slow, heavy flow can lead to swelling, increased pressure in the veins, and tiny clots that you do not feel until they become a very big problem. One of my patients, Margaret, a 72-year-old retired librarian, used to sit at her computer or in her armchair for 5 to 6 hours straight, getting up only for the bathroom or a snack. Her ankles were swollen every evening, her legs felt like concrete, and she thought, well, that is just old age. When we added one simple rule, move every 30 to 40 minutes, even for just 1 minute, everything began to change. Here is your mini protocol. Set a gentle reminder on your phone, TV, or kitchen timer for every 30 to 40 minutes during the day. When it rings, you stand up, walk around the room, rise up on your toes 10 to 15 times, then roll your ankles in circles while holding onto a chair or counter. That is it. 1 to 2 minutes. These tiny blood breaks tell your calf muscles to wake up and push the blood out of your lower legs again. Over a few weeks, many people notice less evening swelling, fewer heavy leg days, and even a bit more energy. You do not have to run. You just have to stop letting your legs sit like parked cars for half the day without starting the engine. But even if you move more, there is something else you do every single day that can quietly thicken your blood and tighten your vessels from the inside. Number 4 is something that looks completely harmless. You simply forget to drink real water and replace it with sweet or strong caffeinated drinks. Most people over 55 walk around slightly dehydrated and do not even realize it. When you do not drink enough plain fluids, your blood becomes thicker and harder to push through the tiny vessels in your feet and toes. Add several cups of coffee, soda, or sugary tea on top, and you get a double problem: less fluid to keep the blood smooth and more ingredients that can cause your vessels to tighten and your pressure to jump. Think about your own day. How many glasses of plain water do you actually drink? Not tea, not coffee, not juice. Just simple, clean water. Another patient who loved sweet iced tea and strong coffee told me he could go almost an entire day with only one small glass of water. By evening, his legs were buzzing, cramping, and felt unbearably heavy. When we slowly shifted him toward more water and fewer sugary drinks, the night cramps eased and his legs stopped screaming at him every evening. Here is a gentle hydration plan. Start your morning with 1 glass of water before your coffee. During the day, aim for small sips regularly instead of trying to chug a big bottle at once. Keep a glass or bottle where you can see it, next to your favorite chair, on the table, by the TV remote. If you enjoy warm drinks, choose more simple herbal teas without sugar and rotate in drinks that are kind to your blood vessels and help your body make more of its natural vessel relaxer molecules. You do not need to drown yourself in water, especially if you have kidney or heart issues. Your doctor should guide you there, but most people's legs are quietly begging for a bit more clean fluid and a bit less sugar and constant caffeine. And yet, even with perfect movement and perfect hydration, many people still make one huge mistake on their plate every single day. A mistake that directly shuts down the very molecule your blood vessels depend on to stay open and flexible. Number 3 is your plate. Not the diet your doctor once mentioned, but what actually ends up on your fork every single day. Most people over 55 eat in a way that quietly starves their blood vessels. When your meals are full of white bread, processed meats, salty snacks, and sugary treats, but almost empty of real greens and colorful vegetables, your body runs low on 2 key things: natural nitrates and protective antioxidants. Without enough of these, your body produces less nitric oxide, the tiny gas molecule that tells your arteries, relax, open up, let the blood flow. When nitric oxide drops, your vessels become stiffer and narrower. Imagine driving through the city on tiny, twisting side streets instead of wide-open highways. That is what happens to blood trying to reach your feet. Less space, more resistance, poorer circulation, especially in the legs and toes. One of my patients absolutely loved his routine: white toast with jam in the morning, sausages or cold cuts for lunch, and sweet tea all day long. He rarely touched anything green or red unless it was ketchup. His feet were always cold, his calves cramped at night, and even a short walk to the store made his legs feel tight and tired. We did not turn his life upside down. We simply began to add green and red soldiers to his plate. More leafy vegetables, a little salad with dark greens, some beet-based dishes or drinks, a handful of berries, and fewer ultra-processed products and sugary snacks. After a few weeks, he noticed something almost shocking to him. His feet were not freezing all the time, the night cramps calmed down, and walking felt a little less like a battle. Here is the simple idea. Every time you look at your plate, ask, where is my green? Where is my red or purple? It could be leafy greens, beets, cabbage, broccoli, herbs, berries, real, colorful plants that help your body make and protect nitric oxide and keep your vessel lining healthier. At the same time, gently reduce the amount of ultra-processed foods, extra salt, and sugar that push your vessels in the opposite direction. You do not need a perfect diet, but a colorless plate day after day is one of the fastest ways to quietly shut down leg circulation from the inside. And still, even with a better plate and better drinks, many people are missing one huge piece of the puzzle. Number 2 is believing that walking is enough after 55. Walking is wonderful, and you should keep doing it. But here is the hard truth. Walking alone does not train the specific muscles and balance systems that push blood out of your legs and protect you from falls. Without some gentle strength and circulation exercises for your calves, thighs, and feet, the muscle pump in your lower legs gets weaker every year and blood struggles to travel back up to your heart. Think of your calf muscles as soft pumps around your veins. Every time they contract, they squeeze the veins and help push blood upward. If those muscles are weak and rarely challenged, the pump is lazy and sluggish, so blood pools more easily in the lower legs, leading to heaviness, swelling, and worse microcirculation in the feet. Balance and strength also matter. When your legs are weak and your balance is poor, you move less because you feel unsafe. You take fewer steps, avoid stairs, and spend more time sitting. And that means even less blood flow and even more stiffness in the vessels. Another patient used to tell me proudly, "I walk every day, doctor, so I am fine." But his legs still hurt, his feet tingled, and even a short uphill stretch felt like climbing a mountain. When we looked closer, his walks were always slow, on flat ground, with no extra challenge for his calves or balance. We added a simple leg circulation routine at home, and that is when his body finally responded. Here is a basic routine you can do near a chair or counter. Toe raises. Stand and hold onto a support. Slowly rise up onto your toes, then come back down. Repeat 10 to 15 times. Heel walking. Take small steps forward on your heels with your toes lifted for 10 to 20 steps, then rest. Ankle circles. Sit or stand while holding on. Lift one foot and draw slow circles with your toes, 10 times each direction, then switch legs. Chair squats. Sit down on a sturdy chair, then stand up without using your hands if you can. Repeat 8 to 10 times, resting between sets. Start small. You can do just 1 or 2 of these exercises once or twice a day and build up slowly. Within a few weeks, many people notice they can walk further without pain, their legs feel less heavy, and their confidence on stairs improves. Walking is your base. Targeted leg exercises are the turbo button that turns your movement into real circulation training. And yet, there is still one habit that destroys leg circulation faster than all the others combined. It is not what you eat, drink, or how much you walk. It is a quiet, dangerous habit almost everyone has. And most people never realize how much damage it is doing until it is almost too late. Number 1 is not a food, not a drink. It is the habit of ignoring the warning lights on your own body. This is the most dangerous habit of all, because you can fix your sitting, your water, your plate, even your exercises. But if you keep telling yourself it is just age while your body is whispering and then shouting for help, you give your circulation no chance to truly recover. Here is what this habit looks like in real life. Your feet are cold almost every day. Your calves cramp at night. Your toes feel numb or tingly. You get pain in your legs when you walk, and it eases when you stop and rest for a minute. Maybe small cuts or sores on your legs heal very slowly. Maybe you sometimes feel out of breath, or you get a strange tightness in your chest when you walk faster or climb stairs. Instead of saying, "This might be serious, I should check this," many people say, "It is fine, I am just getting older," and they keep going. They rub some cream, drink another cup of tea, or buy a random pill from the internet that promises instant circulation, and hope it will all magically improve. This is how small warning signs quietly grow into big, frightening problems. One man I worked with had cold, painful feet for years. He could only walk a very short distance before his calves started burning, so he would stop, pretend to look at the view, then walk again. He never told his doctor because he did not want to make a fuss. By the time he finally came in, the damage in his vessels was much more serious, and the journey back to better circulation was longer and harder than it needed to be. Another patient did the opposite. When her feet started feeling numb and she noticed a small sore on her toe that was not healing, she came in quickly. We checked her circulation, adjusted her treatment, changed a few daily habits, and because she did not wait years, we were able to help her legs before things became dangerous. She still had work to do, but she kept her independence and her confidence in walking. So here are simple, red flags that mean, please, talk to a real doctor, not just to the internet. Your feet are cold, numb, or burning most of the time, not just on a very cold day. You get pain, tightness, or heaviness in your calves when you walk, and it gets better when you stop and rest. You have sores, cuts, or changes in the skin on your legs or feet that heal very slowly or not at all. You have strong night cramps in your calves again and again. You feel short of breath, have chest pain, or feel very tired with small efforts. If you recognize yourself, this does not mean you must panic. It means your body is turning on the yellow and sometimes red warning lights, and it is your job to listen. The earlier you check, the more you can usually do with lifestyle changes, medications, or procedures to protect your legs and your life. All 5 habits we talked about are connected like links in one chain. Long hours of sitting slow your blood. Too little water and too many empty drinks make your blood thicker. A plate without green and red foods starves your vessels of the natural tools they need to open up. No strength or balance work in your legs weakens your muscle pump and makes every step harder. And ignoring the early symptoms lets all of this build up quietly, year after year, until your legs finally shout in a way you cannot ignore. But here is the good news. If habits can slowly destroy circulation, new habits can slowly rebuild it. Now let's put everything together in a simple, kind way. Think of your circulation like a garden hose. If you sit all day, do not drink enough, eat colorless food, never strengthen the pump, and ignore leaks and cracks, the water will never reach the end of the hose properly. Your legs are that end of the hose. You do not have to fix the whole garden at once. For the next 8 to 12 weeks, you can choose just 1 or 2 small things to change. For example, habit 1. Every 30 to 40 minutes during the day, stand up for 1 minute, walk a few steps, and rise onto your toes. Habit 2. Every morning, drink 1 glass of water and add at least 1 green or red food to your plate. Maybe some leafy greens, a bit of beet, or a handful of berries. That is all. Not a gym membership, not a perfect diet. Just tiny repeatable actions that slowly teach your blood vessels and muscles to work better again. What can you realistically expect if you stay gentle but consistent for 8 to 12 weeks? Many people notice that their feet feel a little warmer. The heavy, stone feeling in the legs gets weaker. They can walk a bit further before needing to stop, and stairs feel slightly less like a mountain and more like a small hill. You might be thinking, I do not have time or energy for this. It is too late for me. I am already over 75. Without pills, nothing will change. Here is the calm answer. You do not need hours. You need minutes. You do not need to be young. Your blood vessels can still respond to better treatment, even in your 70s and 80s. You do not have to choose between medicine and habits. The best results usually come when both work together, not against each other. Even small changes in movement and lifestyle have been shown to improve circulation, reduce stiffness in vessels, and make daily life easier for older adults. Your body is not finished just because you passed a certain birthday. It still listens to what you do every single day. So here is your gentle mission. Do not try to change all 5 habits tomorrow. Pick the one that feels easiest for you. Maybe standing up more often, maybe adding color to your plate, maybe doing 10 toe raises a day. Start there. Let your legs feel that you are finally on their side. Your age does not cancel your right to warm feet, safer steps, and a body that supports you. One small habit at a time, you can help your blood move, your vessels relax, and your legs carry you more confidently through the years ahead. So let's lock this in. Number 5 was long hours of sitting. Number 4 was living on empty drinks and not enough real water. Number 3 was a colorless plate with no green and red for your vessels. Number 2 was believing that walking alone is enough and skipping strength and balance work for your legs. And number 1 was the most dangerous habit of all, ignoring your body's warning lights and trying to fix everything with self-treatment. You do not need to fight all 5 habits tomorrow. Choose just one, the easiest for you, and start with it tomorrow morning. 1 extra glass of water, 1 minute of toe raises, 1 more colorful food on your plate, or 1 honest talk with your doctor. Imagine yourself 8 to 12 weeks from now, your feet a little warmer, your walk a little steadier, less fear of falling, more confidence to leave the house and enjoy your day. That future starts with 1 small step you decide to take today. Now tell in the comments, which of these 5 habits sounds most like your life right now? Which one are you ready to work on first? How old are you? And what matters most for you? Warmer feet, longer walking distance, or less fear of falling? And one last, very important note. Everything in this video is general education, not personal medical treatment. If you have constant pain, numbness, strong night cramps, non-healing sores, shortness of breath, chest pain, or feel very unwell, please see a real doctor and do not try to fix it only with drinks, exercises, or tips from the internet. Before you change your diet, your activity, or start any supplements regularly, especially if you have chronic illnesses or take medicines for the heart, blood pressure, sugar, blood thinning, or kidneys, always speak with your own doctor first.